"How come you kissed him and not me?" he asked. Diane Lane laughed softly. "I don't really have a reason for that. I'm sorry. He's just a very attractive man." For decades, Diane Lane's name has been tied to some of Hollywood's biggest scandals, rumored affairs with leading men, secret relationships, and on-set drama that shook the industry. But now, she's finally opening up, and the truth is shocking. Diane was born on a cold January morning in 1965 in New York City. Her mother, Colleen Farrington, was a nightclub singer and former Playboy model, while her father, Burton Eugene Lane, was a drama coach and taxi driver. Their relationship didn't last long. They split just 2 weeks after Diane was born. Her mother took her to Mexico, filed for divorce, and tried to start a new life. For the next 6 years, Diane lived in her mother's colorful but unpredictable world. Then, everything changed when her father won custody. Life with him was far from easy. They moved from one cheap hotel to another, and Diane often rode along in his taxi, getting a close look at New York's rough streets. At 15, Diane craved freedom. Against her father's wishes, she flew to Los Angeles with her friend, actor Christopher Atkins, just to escape for a week. Later, she admitted it was something that happens when a kid gets too much independence too soon. When she returned, she moved in with a friend's family, rented a room, and finished high school through correspondence in 1981. But drama followed her. Her mother tried to take her back and even kidnapped her, taking her to Georgia. After a 6-week legal battle, Diane was reunited with her father. The experience left deep emotional scars, and she didn't speak to her mother for 3 years. With time, though, they slowly rebuilt their relationship. Diane's passion for performing came from her grandmother, a preacher known for her powerful sermons. Watching her captivated audiences inspired Diane to perform. At just 6 years old, she began acting at New York's La Mama Experimental Theater. By 12, she was performing with legends like Meryl Streep in The Cherry Orchard. At 13, she faced a big decision, a role on Broadway or in a movie. She chose film and starred alongside Laurence Olivier in A Little Romance. It was a risky move, but it paid off. Olivier called her the new Grace Kelly, and soon she was on the cover of Time magazine. In the early 1980s, Diane starred in Touched by Love, Cattle Annie and Little Britches, and Six Pack with Kenny Rogers. Her fearless performance in Ladies and Gentlemen, The Fabulous Stains showed she wasn't afraid of bold roles. But it was The Outsiders and Rumble Fish, both directed by Francis Ford Coppola, that made her a real Hollywood name. Despite early fame, her career stumbled when Streets of Fire and The Cotton Club flopped. She took a break, went back to Georgia, and reconnected with her mother. Soon, she returned stronger with The Big Town, Lady Beware, and the TV miniseries Lonesome Dove, which earned her an Emmy nomination. By the late 1990s, she was back in full form. Her role in A Walk on the Moon was widely praised, and she earned a nomination for Best Female Lead at the Independent Spirit Awards. In 2000, Diane showed her range with The Perfect Storm and My Dog Skip. But it was 2002's Unfaithful that changed everything. Playing a housewife caught in a dangerous affair, she gave a raw, emotional performance that earned her an Academy Award nomination. Critics called her work a revelation. She continued to impress with Under the Tuscan Sun, Must Love Dogs, Hollywoodland, and Nights in Rodanthe with Richard Gere. Even when she considered stepping away from acting, she found new purpose in Secretariat, 2010, and Cinema Verite, 2011. Beyond acting, she became a strong voice for women's rights, narrating the PBS documentary Half the Sky in 2012. In 2013, she joined the DC Universe as Martha Kent in Man of Steel. Director Zack Snyder praised her ability to bring warmth and wisdom to the role. Fans loved her portrayal, and she returned for Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice and Justice League. Diane was later cast to play Hillary Clinton in an NBC miniseries, but the project was canceled before it aired. She didn't let that stop her. She starred in Every Secret Thing, voiced a character in Pixar's Inside Out, and appeared in Trumbo alongside Bryan Cranston, earning a Screen Actors Guild nomination. In 2020, she starred in Let Him Go with Kevin Costner, a hit during the pandemic. She later joined Meryl Streep in Extrapolations and earned another Emmy nomination for Feud, Capote vs. the Swans. In 2024, she returned to voice a role in Inside Out 2, proving her staying power once again. In the 1980s, Diane was rumored to have had a romance with Emilio Estevez after meeting on the set of St. Elmo's Fire. They were young, successful, and in love, but their relationship didn't last. Still, they stayed friends, showing that not all Hollywood breakups end badly. In 2002, Diane reunited with Richard Gere for Unfaithful, nearly 20 years after they first worked together in the Cotton Club. Their chemistry on screen was undeniable, sparking rumors of a real-life romance. Whether or not those rumors were true, one thing was clear: together, they created movie magic. By the time Diane Lane and Richard Gere reunited for Unfaithful, their professional relationship had grown strong, built on respect and admiration. Diane played a restless wife caught in a passionate affair, while Gere portrayed the betrayed husband. Their emotional performances drew audiences in completely. The way they moved through their scenes, full of tension, love, and guilt, felt real and raw. Despite their powerful chemistry on screen, Diane always made it clear that their bond was purely professional. Their years of experience working together helped create a natural connection that looked effortless. The spark audiences saw was all part of the story, not real life, and that's what made it so believable. In 2019, Diane worked with Matthew McConaughey in the thriller Serenity. Their on-screen chemistry was intense and full of mystery. But off-screen, there was a fun surprise: Matthew admitted he'd had a crush on Diane when he was younger. That confession added warmth and authenticity to their scenes. In the film, they played former lovers whose paths cross again under strange circumstances. The mix of the story's history and Matthew's real-life confession made their connection feel genuine and emotional. You could feel the tension and familiarity between them. Still, Diane made sure to clarify that their relationship was strictly professional. She admired Matthew's talent, and their mutual respect made the collaboration special and charming. Back in 1989, Diane starred with Robert Duvall in the hit TV miniseries Lonesome Dove. She played Lorena Wood, a strong, independent woman, while Duvall was Augustus Gus McCrae, a charming ex-Texas Ranger. Their chemistry was undeniable, sparking rumors of a romance, but Diane quickly denied it. She explained that their connection came from mutual respect and professionalism. Their shared dedication to the project made the story feel authentic and emotional, turning Lonesome Dove into a classic. The real bond between them was their love for the craft, not romance. In 1983, while filming The Outsiders, a young Diane Lane met actor Christopher Atkins. Though Atkins had a small role, they quickly became close and began dating. Diane has fond memories of that time, describing it as a sweet and innocent young love. Their relationship didn't last long, but she remembers it as a happy chapter in her early Hollywood journey, a reminder of simpler days before fame took over. Diane also shared the screen with Matt Dillon in The Outsiders. Dillon played Dallas Winston, the rebellious bad boy, while Diane was Cherry Valance, the smart, principled girl from the other side of town. Their chemistry was electric and added depth to the movie story. Off-screen, their friendship grew into a short-lived romance. Diane was just starting her career, and the sudden public attention was overwhelming. Still, she looks back on it with warmth, saying they ended things on good terms. Their connection was real, and it helped shape her early experiences in Hollywood. A lesser-known story from Diane's career involves director Danny Cannon, who worked with her on the 1995 sci-fi action film Judge Dredd. While audiences saw her strong chemistry with Sylvester Stallone on screen, it was actually Cannon who caught her attention behind the scenes. The two shared a brief, low-key romance during filming. It didn't last, but they remained on friendly terms and were even seen together at public events. This short but interesting chapter in Diane's life showed how her personal and professional worlds sometimes overlapped in unexpected ways. Diane also had a connection with Nicolas Cage that went back to 1984 when they met on the set of Rommel Fish. Cage, still early in his career and working under his famous uncle, Francis Ford Coppola, became close friends with Diane. Years later, in 2000, they reunited for The Family Man, and their friendship grew into a short romance. Diane later shared that, even though there was a brief relationship, they always kept things professional and respectful. Their bond never interfered with their work, and they remained friends afterward. Now in her late 50s, Diane Lane looks back on her life and career with honesty and grace. She's been through highs and lows, rumors and real love stories, 2 marriages, and raising a daughter, all while staying one of Hollywood's most respected actresses. The whispers about her love life may never stop, but her focus has always been on her craft. Through every chapter, romantic or professional, Diane Lane has shown resilience, beauty, and timeless talent that continue to captivate audiences around the world.